Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the difference between hard work versus talent and which one is better. I'm not going to be giving you the ambiguous response like, well, both are good. I'm going to be telling you which one is better. In 2009, I was happy and I was sad. I was happy because I was going to be watching a free comedy show in my school, and the headliner was a guy named Bruce Bruce. Bruce at that time was an A-list comedian, and I was going to be seeing him for free. Amazing. But the bad news was that in order to watch Bruce, there were a bunch of opening acts that you had to sit through, and these guys were no-namers. I didn't want to waste my time. But hey, the show is free, you know. So I end up going to the show. The first no-name comedian, snooze fest. The second guy, snooze fest. The third no-name comedian, I'm actually remembering his name. Kevin Hart. He was somewhat unique. Within those 15 minutes that he was slotted, he was giving it his all. As much energy that he could give to that college audience, he was giving. And I couldn't quite put it into words, but something about him was special. That was Kevin Hart. Now, on another side of the US, there was a gentleman named Katt Williams. Katt Williams in 2009 was on fire. He had hit special after hit special. He was the breakout star of Wild 'N Out. And if you looked at him, you'd think, I don't know what it is about this guy, but he's going to make it. This was in 2009. Kevin Hart and Katt Williams. Kevin Hart, no one knew. Katt Williams, everyone knew. Now you fast forward 7 years. The year is now 2016. Kevin Hart, the person who was a no-namer, is the biggest comedian on the planet, while Katt Williams, who was bound for success, is going viral for getting beat up by a 17-year-old. What gives? How is it that Kevin Hart was able to overtake Katt Williams? Now, the typical response that's given is pretty, I would say, sexy, which means that it's cool to float around out there because it catches other people's ears. You know why people say that Kevin Hart beat Katt Williams or eclipsed him in terms of career? Because of the dress test. The dress test is basically addressing whether or not someone will sell their soul. Because in order to reach mainstream success, it's commonly noted that you have to give up a part of yourself. And to assess who is going to give up a part of themselves, we introduce the dress test. Will this guy wear a dress if a director tells him to? Now, if you know anything about Katt Williams, he's so raw, gritty, he's for the niches. You know if a director comes to him and says, hey Katt, wear a dress, he'll slap the director. But with Kevin Hart, if you tell him to wear a dress, a lot of folks are like, oh yeah, Kevin Hart will do it, he'll kiss the ring. And that's the typical theory that's floating around as to why Kevin Hart beat Katt Williams. Is there some truth to it? I believe so. I believe if you actually asked both parties to wear a dress, Kevin Hart has a higher likelihood of saying yes than Katt Williams. But is that why Kevin Hart really eclipsed Katt Williams? No. In my opinion, it's because Kevin Hart is a professional, while Katt Williams is not a professional. Katt Williams is highly unpredictable. He is haunted by his greatness. He's very talented, I'll give him that. But you know one thing about creative people that are very talented? A lot of them lack discipline. And this guy, he often used to miss promo shoots. He'd do a lot of drugs, alcohol. He was highly unpredictable. While with Kevin Hart, he's what I call the machine man. The man that keeps on moving and moving and moving. He realizes where he comes from. He was once that no-name comedian that was opening for Bruce, and now he was being given opportunity after opportunity by these different directors. So when directors hired Kevin Hart, what they knew that they were going to get was professionalism. Kevin Hart wasn't going to go get viral for getting beat up by a 17-year-old. Kevin Hart was going to show up to the shoots. He was going to stay extra. He was going to give it 110% in the promo events and much more. Kevin Hart had hard work. Now, if you ask me, as the comedy buff, who's more talented between the two? Without a doubt, I'm going to say Katt Williams. I may be in a land of my own, but I never found Kevin Hart funny. I think he tries a little too hard, where with Katt Williams, it's organic. Katt Williams has the talent, but Kevin Hart has the work ethic. And there's this famous quote that I'm sure you've heard: hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And if you were to ask me, hard work will always beat talent. Now, it's not too late for Katt Williams. I mean, the thing is, when you're talented, and that talented as Katt Williams, there can always be an opportunity for you if you implement some discipline into your life. John Lasseter, one of the producers at Pixar, had this famous quote. He said, if you can make someone feel, there's always going to be an opportunity for you. He said that in the context of animation, but it equally applies in the land of comedy as well. It's not too late for Katt Williams, but I believe this story highlights how much better hard work is than talent. Because if you do hard work enough and you have a modicum of talent, you will steamroll those people that have a lot of talent but don't work hard. So I told you, I was going to give you a definitive answer. Hard work beats talent always. So if you enjoyed today's talk, go on and drop that like for me right on below. And if you disagree, go ahead and post it in the comment section right on below. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Be sure to stay subscribed to watch the next episode. Thank you.